All right, what is going on, everyone, and welcome back to another Global Labs patch notes reading. So today is May 24th, so this came out today, and the new Global Lab notes dropped. Usually it happens every Friday, and the reason why I do this is because this game is kind of like an event-driven economy, and it's good to know what's happening within the next week or two. That way you can prepare for everything and just get updates on general things and overall. So yeah, usually whenever they post patch notes on the global labs, it usually comes to the live servers within like 2 weeks or something. So this is my first time reading it. We're skimming through it right now, and this is on the official global lab site. So if you want to read it for yourself, I'll leave a link in the description, and it's translated from Korean, so I'll try to make it make sense. So yeah, with that said, first thing they have is, actually I saw people talking about this earlier. I'd never read it, but they're apparently making like life skill tools family wide. So I think that's overall a good thing, just because it's kind of a pain to transfer that Liana's tool bag to characters. So the fact that they're making it account wide, and I think about a month ago, or maybe even less as of today, they made life skills family or account wide. So the fact that they're making the tools also account wide is a really nice thing. So let's see, what are they saying about it? You no longer need to prepare to collect any items while adventuring, like fishing. You don't need to transfer your fishing rod to multiple characters. I think that's a good thing, because I actually do have two different characters for fishing, simply because, one, if you have a tagged character, you can't turn in like the rare fish or anything through the trade system. Like if you catch that 60 mil fish or something, like you literally have to throw it away if you caught it on a tagged character. So that's why I have another one. So now that I don't have to have two different fishing rods and two different characters for it, I'll probably still fish on the non-tag character until they make the change to trade items, if they ever decide they want to fix trading in general. But yeah, I think overall it's a good thing. People don't have to have two characters for specific things. You can now enjoy, I guess, gathering and fishing content with the performance of basic tools without having to equip and gather and fishing tools. Has been changed so that you can enjoy literally the same thing that they said without having to equip. Dude, this translate a little rough. All right, but anyway, so these are all the life skill tools, and basically what I've seen is there's like a little window, and then you just equip thing, and it's kind of like family wide. All right, so as you can enjoy life skilling without having to swap it over, essentially, the basic tools that can be purchased from the NPCs are no longer sold. Assuming they meant the white tier items, I don't actually think people did that. Ever since they came out with Monos, Logia, and the blue quality one, I always thought that entry level was Logia. Like, I thought they got rid of the white tier quality ones years ago, but I guess it's official soon. So gathering and fishing gear, family, equipment window. So this is how it works, basically. Your normal gear, there's another button. I think that's fantastic. If it makes your life easier, my life easier, just as like a regular gamer, I think it's overall a good thing. So, you know, just less buttons to click. It's always a good thing. Quality of life. However, what I see right here is you still have to transfer like your Monos accessories over, and let's say like you're doing cooking, you still have to carry over your cook's clothes and everything. All you have to transfer over are the tools, and that's family wide. You don't keep the accessories. You still have to do that, which I think it makes sense. So this is basically how it uses it. There's a different window. You deposit all of your tools there. I assume with this, they are basically removing the Liana's tool bag and maybe not like removing it, but it's functionally useless. So I guess this is overall a better change, actually. You can now use the equipped fishing rod by the alt key at any time without opening the bag and equipping the item. That's huge. Like, the one thing that I always thought was weird is, you know how when you carry a fishing rod and you move around, it's not like direct straight movement. It's kind of like walking when you're drunk or something. That's always the weird thing. Like, it makes sense, but this is overall a good change as well. And equipping tools is automatically, like, you get the icon when you're life skilling without having the tool equipped. I think for all of us who have been playing for more than a week and have this, the Liana's tool bag was basically what we did, but now it's even better, so very good. There's a tip. The gathering and fishing tool bag window has been applied along with the gathering fishing basic tools, allowing you to continue where you left off. I think they already have that function more or less with the tool bag. Like, it saves what you did last, and yeah, so you still have to repair it. It's not a big deal. Like, you do that already. Equip seasonal character life proficiency equipment. Life proficiency, I assume they mean like mastery, like accessories, monos, whatever. Or do they mean like fishing rods? As all families now share the gathering tools, the Liana's tool bag has no use and will be deleted. Yep, makes sense. This is functionally useless now. I will say that if you haven't done the quest already to get the Liana's tool bag, you might as well just do it for fun. Like, I think you get some contribution XP. It's not a lot, but I mean, you might as well do it just to say you did it. All household tools stored in Liana's tool bag will be unequipped and delivered to the Heidel warehouse. So basically, remove all your tools before it gets deleted. It's not getting deleted. Like, you won't lose it. It'll get sent to the storage if you don't. But if you just want to keep it in your inventory, then remove it before the maintenance hits. Gig, floating rod, float, harpoon? I don't know what this is. When equipped, outfits, manned, and secondary weapons are unequipped. No equipment or clothing to be unequipped. Right. I don't exactly know what that means, but very cool. Oh, I noticed that this happened, like, you know, when you put a fishing rod on, you take off your offhand and main hand, especially the, like, pearl outfits as well. So I assume that they are fixing it to have that no longer appear. So, I mean, that's a nice quality of life. Functionally, nothing is changing. Additions and improvements. Character, Black Spirit Rage absorption revamps. So the only Black Spirit Rage I can think of is they're adding the 5-piece set to Tungrat accessories, which honestly, Tungrat accessories after Debo rings came out kind of tanked, but I don't think the Tungrat accessories that give Black Spirit Rage is actually useless. Because if you are a PvPer, I've seen people make huge plays and like montage clips off of like 200% and everything. So it's not that they're useless. I think it's just the hard truth that most people are PvEers and they just like grinding. And if you are strictly a PvEer, more AP is better because clear speed and everything. So yeah, a majority of players are PvEers. So that's why the price went down. That's just the hard truth about this game. But I don't think Black Spirit Rage is a useless stat. It's more for PvP, in my opinion. Obviously, you use it while you're grinding as well, but like more AP is valued higher than Black Spirit Rage, especially for grinding. So basically, on the other hand, if you absorb 200, you get a higher attack and cast speed. Currently, attack speed is faster than the past. It's been adjusted to obtain additional effects. If they're going to revamp Black Spirit Rage, they really need to like revamp all the classes, because, for example, like a Zerker 200 is really strong. Or like, I don't know, have you ever seen a Drac 200? Those go crazy. But like a DK 200 does like no damage. So I don't know, some classes just scale a lot better than the others. So if they're gonna do a Black Spirit revamp and like not just a absorption, I think they really have to spend a lot of time on it, but this is not it. So the name of the skill would be changed to Rage Absorption. Unique skills no longer usable. 100 and 200 gives more stats, basically. I don't think that people are absorbing a 200%, to be honest. I think if you have a 200%, you are going in for that montage clip with the 200 of your skill. I think that's just how it is, but you know, increases maximum vitality. I assume that means health and like crit chance by 50. We might see new plays coming out from 200s. I don't know, but you never know. I don't think this is going to be as useful because getting 200%, you have to get fed by other players. So once again, it's like it's not exactly as easy as let it regen. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens when it comes out, and it's more of a PvP thing anyway. So tongue grad accessories, 3 to 5 set effects, 3 pieces or 5 pieces. Black Spirit Rage 30%, that can be obtained alone. That's cool. All AP plus 12 if you have a 5 set effect. I think realistically the attack power plus 12, it's nice, but like if you're going for straight all AP, you might as well just go Debarekas. I do think the 3 set effect for the 30% will be really nice, just because, you know, like that's the reason why you're still using tongue grad accessories. So like obviously the 5 piece is still like 12 AP is 12 AP. It's nice, but I just don't think it's like you're not using the 5 set for the 5 set. You're using it just because you want to cap out on the 200. So it's overall just a good thing. And I think the realistic one would probably be a 3 set plus like distos or something. And if you're using it in PvP situations, you're still gonna get people who give you Black Spirit Rage and everything. I don't know. So unless they actually change, let me read this for a second and use it. Oh, effect to influence other adventurers to no longer be usable. That explains it. Okay, well, can no longer feed people. Seal of repayment. Numerous seals that were no longer in use have been integrated to the event reward seals. 200 were integrated into one. Admittedly, I don't exactly know what these were. But if they're getting changed in the future, cool. I'll probably figure it out when it gets changed. Collection log at the top of Shikatu's Thieves Dictionary of Everything. Change from 2 types to 1 type. Basically, they're making adventure logs easier. Very cool. Contents. A notice has been added about Volume 3 of Fabina Greco's miscellaneous book, More Adventure Logs, that can be progressed and completed sequentially. As the Immortal token has been integrated into goods, thing can no longer be accepted. Cool. You can exchange Crow's Sacred Box through the exchange. Quality of life, making things easier and less complicated. Always good. Monster changes. The issue where the Rockoil, Gargoyle, in the Tomo Sleeping Thought, Crypt of Resting Thoughts did not act as if as attacked as been improved. Basically, you can aggro it easier. I don't think I ever had that issue, but if they found it to be a problem and they're making it easier, very cool. The rest of this, requests and knowledge for all of you who are chasing 10,000 like knowledge and everything. Weekly quest for Garmoth. I think like how is this translated? They got it right here, but they don't have it right here. What in the world? This, by the way, is just straight up right click Google Translate to English. So if you approach Garmoth's Nest without equip or like accepting the weekly quest, the local quest will become active. Oh, that's cool. Like, okay, so this is actually the best thing, because you know how when you go to Garmoth and when everyone's turning it in after it dies, you know how the NPC is like standing in the middle and everyone is piling around the NPC? My God, dude, that is actually the most annoying thing I've ever seen. And the fact that they're changing it, big change. Garmoth still kind of sucks to do because the rates are so low, but the fact that they're making a quality of life so you don't have to get even double annoyed after that, I think is a huge change. So yeah, I think this is a very good one. Please complete all the weekly quests. Yeah, so I can get my 2 Cron Stones 3 times a week. After completing the quest, the Treasure of Valencia lies in memories. You do not have the knowledge below. You can acquire it through the Black Spirit. They've actually been changing a lot of knowledge over the past years, and basically when they revamp a lot of things, they basically just kind of give you the knowledge and you just talk to the Black Spirit, so it's a lot easier now. Very cool. The design of the guild member permissions window has been changed, and basically like permissions can be changed through like whatever you are in your guild. So apparently guild permissions have been a problem for a long time, because basically whether you're a new member fresh out of adventurer status or you're an officer, you would still be able to like take things from the guild bank. I've seen so many posts about guilds getting like raided and everything, and like griefed and everything. So the fact that they're changing permissions for everything as well, huge change. I think this is something people have been asking for like 8 years since the game came out. So the fact that 8 years later, they're finally making changes to it, step in the right direction. Why it took so long, I have no idea. I've seen complaints many times over the years, and even from content creators as well, like talking about it. So yeah, it's just weird how it took so long for this to even happen. Conquest, War, and Base War. So Node Wars, Sieges. There's a new thing coming out. Basically, this Sunday is when the new Node War system comes out. I'm going to be talking about that later. I actually got the thing so I can like spectate wars, and like we're going to make a pretty good video about it and coming out in the future. Let's see. The buff effect, once the base war rewards have been changed to be more powerful. Basically, they're buffing war rewards. This effect has been displayed at the icon at the top of the screen, like the value pack, and okay. The buff effect has been applied to family. Buffing rewards, making it more visible. Yeah, that's really it. It's just making it more visible and obvious so you don't miss it. Targets and conditions. Are they really changing this again? I mean, they're revamping the whole Node War system, so I guess that makes sense. If the guild number has been plus 100 for your entire guild, then you get the rewards, whether you win or lose. That's how it is right now. Conditions for obtaining victory awards. You gotta do this and win. It's like, I assume that's what it meant. So participation, you get a buff. Victory, you get bigger buff. It's not a huge victory buff. Like, obviously, it's better than not having it, but I think it's more on the same lines of like, it's not castle owning level of drop rate level powerful, but it's still nice. This incentivizes guilds to participate on the stronger regions, and you get like a higher stat bonus for participating. So I think this is overall a good thing. Like, you're getting more buffs out of it. However, with the new Node War change coming out, we'll see what happens. So we'll talk about that later. If you're not connected to a Node War, you don't get it. Very cool. Annex building, defense reduced, and basically they are making things allowed to be destroyed easier. Sure, we'll see how that works. Arsha added to prevent death penalty if you're killed by a monster within a certain period of time during a battle with another player. Ooh, this is actually a good one. So basically, you know how on servers people like, I've seen a lot of instances of different kinds of griefing in this game. Did I think it was a big deal? Like, yes and no. It depends on the situation. But like, if you get flagged on by someone and they bring you to 1% health and then you get clapped by a monster, now this no longer will destroy your crystals and everything. If you're flagged on it, this is only on Arsha. I think they should just bring this to all the servers, to be honest, not just Arsha. And just keep in mind, I've been playing this game for 8 years, right? And even when I wasn't geared, when I was still like new to the game, I was like always okay with like, you know, duel for spots and everything. And even though I've definitely won and definitely lost a lot of duel for spots back in the day, I still think this should just be put on all the servers, not just Arsha. But, you know, I guess it makes more sense on the Arsha, but like, it doesn't stop griefing on the regular servers. So I don't think I explained that right, but overall, I think that, you know, I understand both sides of the story of like people just wanting to grind in peace, but also open world PvP. I know over the years they just made PvP less existent in general. Marnie Realm kind of exists. I think that's a good thing. And I don't know. I think they just want to, you know, I think this is just a good change, but this should be on all servers. Okay, last thing we want to talk about, fixes and changes. The issue where certain objects in the Valencia Desert have been fixed that look unnatural. I'm going to be honest, I have no idea what might be the problem, but okay. An issue where the cronstone use function was not activated intermittently when snapping down immediately after pressing the cronstone use equipment button. I'm trying to figure out what that means. So like if you hit the use cron buttons, it wasn't immediately pressed. That sounds like a player issue if that's not like, if you're clicking it and it doesn't click and you still slam your item, I think that's on you. You just have to double check, especially if you're clicking like Deboreka accessories, for example, and then you decide you want to light it on fire. That's on you. If you're spending billions of silver enhancing, you better be double sure that whatever you're doing matches what you want the outcome to be. But yeah, like if it was actually a bug, good fix. But if people are using that as an excuse, like, oh, I forgot to click my cronstone, no, that's on you. When checking the integrated exchange warehouse central market, the item will not be registered. Very specific item. A lot of other random stuff. Controller support. Things to be more natural. All right, well, that has been this week's patch notes. I think the highlight of this week is monos, or just life tools, being account wide instead of per character. Is always a nice thing, and not having to swap it back and forth is always a good thing. So yeah, I think that's about it. Good change for life skillers, and yeah, that's about it. So with that said, thanks so much for watching. If you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, drop a quick like. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will be back tomorrow with more updated stuff, more information, news, and or updating my older guides to make it more relevant and stuff. So hopefully you enjoyed it, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.